frying pan with half a teaspoon of oil, and all I'm going to do is we're using Spam as the title says. This is the low sodium, 25% less sodium. I don't even know what that means, but I'm just going to crack up my heat just a little bit more. All I'm going to do is to sort of brown it and give it some color before we proceed. And they're cut about what I'd say about half of a quarter of an inch or so. I was going to say half a centimeter, but I have a few more pieces. I'm just going to brown off the edges a bit, and just to give it some color, and then we'll continue. You know, this is not something I grew up eating. Spam is something well, to be honest with you, I've eaten it a handful of times. You know, if you ever know the immigrant story, you end up eating things that you just normally wouldn't eat just to survive sometimes, yeah? Builds character more than anything else. A little bit hot, but something I did eat very close to this. When I was in the military, they would serve luncheon meat. Same idea. Came out of a can called luncheon meat, kind of fake ham, whatever you call it. And sliced up, then served with onions and stuff like that. So that is the sort of memory I have of something similar to this. And this is a great breakfast, by the way. This is what we're doing. So I'm going to continue, and you just saw me flip them there. I'm just going to move them around because I find that they're developing more color over here than on that side. So I'm just going to flip them around, and after I develop that color, we're going to remove it and continue. I just wanted to point out a couple of things. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera or not, but it's rendering out a lot of fat. So if you use a non-stick pan, don't start with that vegetable oil that I started with. There's no need for it. Secondly, you will find, I don't know if you guys can see the splattering that's happening around. So if you have a mesh lid to put on there, because what happens is the fat in there, once that oil and everything starts going, it will want to splatter. So be mindful of that. Just grabbing the second set. You can see I have it just sitting in a plate on the side here. Now to give everything a bit of body. Now I won't be adding any salt in case later on I don't say so. I won't be adding any further salt to this because I find most of these canned meats, they're very high in sodium. Even though the can says low in sodium, it's just low compared to their other versions. Sliced onion. After that, I want some fresh ground black pepper. Turn your heat down a little bit. Near the end, to give it a bit of color, I turn my heat to medium. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Just so it isn't bland, I'm going in with a tiny bit of Italian seasoning. So about half of a teaspoon or so of that Italian blend of seasoning. That's a quick little stir. I just want the onion to soften up just a little bit. Yes, I am using a metal fork in here. I know people just get all stressed out with my use of metal, but say what, I'm not saving trees. I out here saving trees normal. Tomato and scallion. Yeah, tomato will bring a bit of acidity to things. It's going to help balance off all that fat that's in there, and I find the scallion will have a sort of a garlic sort of flavor which will be added to everything here. And remember that Italian seasoning will have all that nice herbs in there, yeah? But that said, if you wanted to add a bit of garlic in here, some fresh thyme in here, you can do that as well. I'm just going to soften that up for about a minute or so, and then we'll add back the Spam. It's been about 2.5, almost 3 minutes since I added the tomato and the scallion in here. I just want those to soften up and the tomato skin to blister just a little bit, because that grape tomato will have a lovely sweetness as well. So I ain't trying to overcook anything, yeah? So in goes the Spam back in there. You know, it feels very weird and uncomfortable using the word Spam, but you know, in many cultures, especially like in the Pacific Islands, out in Hawaii, all out there, Spam is a normal thing. It's just that people is being heated on it and all kind of thing, right? So it goes, you know, so it goes sometimes. Yeah, and all you need to do is heat back up that Spam in there, and yo man, You get some toast, you get some baked beans, or whatever it is you feel like eating. Yeah, you have a nice little brunch or breakfast or whatever it is you had desire at this particular point. But anyhow, I do hope you guys get an opportunity to give this one a try. I ain't trying to break up my spam and all kind of thing like that. And I'm not spamming all, yeah? Anyhow, if you want to add a little scotch bonnet pepper in there, a little habanero, maybe bird's eye, it's totally up to you. Maybe you don't have any of that, you want a little hot sauce. In the Caribbean, we say pepper sauce, yo, dash, and you're good. Alright, I'm just gonna let that go for about a minute or two more, and then I'm done. I'm making some toast. Anyhow, enjoy breakfast.